Yo guys, what is up? Got some Frontlines for you today on Battlefield 1. It's on the map Amiens. Got quite a bit to talk about today, and the first 2 to 3 minutes of this is cut off because I'm using instant replay to record this. Whenever I try to use my capture card to record, Vegas doesn't recognize the files, and whenever I use OBS it does the same thing, so I have to figure out what's going on with that and get that fixed. And also, I haven't really been trying to record either. The setup to record's kind of a pain in the ass to do, so I kind of just play, and if I get something good I just save it with instant replay. It's a lot easier that way, but I may try to start recording through capture card or OBS. So anyway, today I want to talk about my thoughts on Battlefield 1, my history with Battlefield, and if I have time, the future of first-person shooter genre through my honest opinion, anyway. So I got plenty of time to talk about it. This video goes 20 minutes, so go ahead and get into it. Battlefield 1, I never really made any commentaries on, mainly because at the time I was with my ex, and before she died, trying to make any type of commentary style video was just out of the question. Between random background noise, issues with dogs and all that other stuff, it was just hard to find time to put up a commentary after work, so it's just easier to upload non-commentated gameplay. So if you ever go back through my channel and see Battlefield 1 gameplay, you'll notice that all of it's just raw gameplay. So I never really got around to giving my true thoughts on this game outside Twitter. I commented on my Battlefield 5 video that I said this game was shit through beta because it was drastically different from Battlefield 4 in terms of playstyle and the way the game played. But as the more I played it, the more the game grew on me. I do have certain issues with the game, and I'll go over those as well. So let's get into it. Battlefield 1, honestly, out of all the Battlefields so far, I think it's probably my second favorite behind Backup Me 2. I really enjoyed Battlefield 4 when it came out, but going back and playing it now, I just don't care for it as much. All the servers I play on for domination use the AEK, and it's just straight up AEK fest or just snipers, really boring. Battlefield 1 still has quite a big gun variety, whether it's LMGs, semi-autos, snipers, SMGs. There's still quite a bit of gun variety in this game. I still run into people using the Annihilator, and I mean, like, there's still people using the MP18, the automatic O, all that stuff. So gun variety in this game is very, very good, considering usually once people find what's OP, they use that, nothing but that. So at least that's one good thing that they did with this game, was gun balance. I think even though the gun balance is still kind of shit, because SMGs and LMGs I feel like are just king because they're full auto. You can do stuff like this, spray, and just keep spraying until you kill someone, whereas with the semi-auto you kind of have to be more accurate. Same with the sniper. But that's just little itty bitty stuff. Also, most of my game time, outside maybe a couple of hours, is all in domination. So whenever it comes down to map talk, all my stuff for maps will be kind of limited. So, well, speaking of game types, domination, in this game, I don't necessarily like maps like Sinai Desert, where you're constantly running from one point to another while avoiding B. Maps like St. Quentin Scar, where you're constantly running in a circle, even though I feel like St. Quentin Scar is a really good map. There's qualms I have about domination in this game, and I noticed it in Battlefield 5 as well, that people just run from point to point capturing it, and trying to just spawn camp at certain flags doesn't seem to be priority for people. Even though that would make the game a lot easier, people just choose to just run around and cap all the flags and hope for the best. But it's not like Conquest or Rush, where if you cap all the flags, that they're going to have a set spawn point. Spawns do flip in Domination. I feel like the reason why people do the flag caps the way they do Domination is because typical Battlefield usually has set spawns, whereas Domination does have set spawns until you're 3 capped, and you'll eventually clear a spawn out and it will flip. So it plays more like Call of Duty than it does Battlefield, but at the same time it's still very enjoyable for me, as I'm a straight up infantry player. But from what I've played of Conquest, the only thing I hate about Conquest really is like the train and the Zeppelin stuff. Kind of annoying. Vehicle spam's really annoying to me. And older Battlefields like Battlefield 1943 or Bad Company 2 or even Battlefield 3, like vehicle spam didn't seem that bad, but in these newer Battlefields where the maps are so huge and there's a lot more vehicles, vehicle spam's really annoying. It's the main reason why I play Domination and why I've started to play Frontlines, but it seems like that Frontlines is just as dead as Domination on the PC. I am lucky to get into a server that has Domination outside weekends. I think DOS has Domination servers up on the weekends. So I kind of just play whatever. If I don't see anything I want to play, I just hop off. Simple as that. So that's one issue I have right now trying to play Battlefield 1. Is just lack of servers for the game modes I play, but can't really blame them. I mean, what's the point of having servers up if no one's going to play the game mode if it's a small player base? And the Domination server I do play on is tied in with Team Deathmatch and War Pigeons. Honestly, if it didn't have War Pigeons, I'd probably just play that server all the time. But I do see repeat people there, so like I said, the player base is quite small for Domination. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Battlefield 1, like I said, when I played beta, I said it was shit, and I really didn't give this game a chance on launch. This game came out with Black Ops 3, and I ended up playing more Black Ops 3 than I did Battlefield, but it was over Christmas of that year. I ended up playing the shit out of Battlefield because I ended up getting bored of Black Ops 3 after they did the Nuketown map vote bug. So I kind of just stopped playing Black Ops 3 because I didn't really like the maps in that game too much at the time, though they're far ahead of all the maps in Modern Warfare and some of the maps in Cold War. But you don't know what you got till it's gone, and that's what I feel like with Battlefield 1 and Black Ops 3 and Titanfall 2. And I feel like those were the last good set of releases that all came within a year of each other. So, and I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, I did give this game a chance on launch. I did come back to it around Christmas, a little bit after Christmas, and I played the holy high hell out of it. Enjoyed it, made quite a few videos on it. And honestly, I think that's kind of when my opinion on it started to change. I'm still very critical of some game balance issues, like Automatico being fucking dumb, hipfire, and just overall gun balance, the maps, in particular on Domination. But over time, I've come to love this game, and I think it's mainly because of how simplistic the gameplay is. Like I said in my Battlefield 5 video, I'm all for consistency, and the simpler the game is, the easier it is to be consistent. If you look at games like Call of Duty 4, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 1943, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, I think you can see the consistency factor of those games. If you're a good player, you're going to do well. If you're a bad player, you're going to do bad. Just the way it is. It's the way it should be. It's not, oh, let's fuck with other people's connections and all that, just to make bad players seem like they're better than what they are. If you don't have a distinct line between good and bad, then what's the point of even having competitive gaming, in my opinion? But someone has to be better than someone else. That's just the way it is. That's the way it should be. And I feel like Battlefield 1's simplistic gameplay style kind of captures that. I mean, it's really straight up, especially in game modes like Frontlines or Domination, where it's either no vehicles or very light tanks. It's gun on gun, and if you don't know how to control your gun, or you don't know how to control recoil, or you don't have the reflexes to pull off some of the streaks that some of the better players do, then you're obviously not going to do as well. And that's something I really enjoy about this game, is I can constantly play, pull out good KDR, good score, good SPM, win games, and enjoy playing the game. And I feel like that's something that you can't say about a lot of first-person shooters nowadays. It's that consistency really isn't a factor. And like I said, I'll get back into that later. But I know a lot of people will kind of shit on me saying, well, Battlefield's meant to be played on a large map and all this other stuff. Vehicles make the game, and having an infantry vehicle player base is kind of what makes the game fun. And honestly, I started playing Battlefield with Battlefield 1943. It was like the third FPS I ever played online. And from that, I kind of went into Bad Company 2, which had smaller maps, but still had tanks and general vehicle gameplay. And even back then, I tried tanks out, didn't care for it, and never have. I'm not opposed to hopping into like a Jihad Jeep and just going from point A to point B. I'm not opposed to hopping into a friendly tank and helping shoot shit out or kill people. You know, do what I need to do to win the game. But as being a driver for a tank or a pilot for dogfighting, it just doesn't interest me. I prefer gun-on-gun gameplay. And the reason why I played Battlefield is because I feel like the infantry style in this game fits my playstyle perfectly. It's very fun. Everything feels good. The game modes feel good. The maps feel good. So, it's something I need to talk about. Battlefield 1 are the maps. For the most part, the maps, from Domination standpoint, are very good. I do have some gripes. Foul Fortress being the main one. It's like the worst map ever for Domination. But the thing with Battlefield is that if a map is trash in one mode, it's probably better in another. For example, I don't care for Sinai Desert in Domination. However, I would like to play it in Conquest. It feels a lot better in Conquest. But there's also opposite when it comes to Suez. I feel like Suez Domination is very, very good, and Suez Conquest is absolute dog shit, depending on the side you spawn in. Just way too much open area to get sniped out of, hard to find cover until you're in the middle of the map, all that stuff. So, but anyway, back onto my history with Battlefield. I started with 1943, instantly fell in love with the series. I enjoyed the simplistic gameplay of the game, even if it was $15 and very arcadey. It's kind of what got me into Battlefield. It's kind of what helped morph me into the player I am today. From that, I went into Bad Company 2 and Bad Company. I absolutely adored Bad Company 2. The maps felt amazing. The gameplay felt amazing. It's just a shame that whenever I was playing, the servers were shit. And by the time they fixed the servers, I was kind of already done playing it. And my only gripes with Bad Company 2 was Magnum ammo. If you didn't have it, you got shit on, but once you got it, everything was a-okay. Like, any Bad Company 2 players will remember M60 Magnum ammo two-shotting people across the map. Fun times. I remember when I got Magnum ammo finally unlocked, they nerfed the M60 a week later, so I didn't really get to play with it much. Oh well. The game was still fun, had a lot of good gun variety. Maps, like I said, were very good. When Vietnam came out, finally got to play it, and it instantly died very, very quickly. Sad. But Battlefield 3, I ended up playing that. Now, I've bought every Battlefield from 43 up until Hardline. I skipped Hardline, and I did not buy 5, but I did get it for free, so technically you could say I've purchased it, whatever. And I've played every one except Hardline. Well, I played the beta to Hardline. I think I didn't get it because I didn't have the money for it, so... But Battlefield 3 I enjoyed as well. Again, who can forget the USAS with frag rounds? Fucking dumb, broken. It was hell playing Rush during those days, especially on Metro with USAS frag rounds. I was going to unlock it, but by the time I started to unlock it, they were starting to patch it. And again, it's one of those things where they kind of just, hey, you know, something's broke, let's fix it. Battlefield 4 kind of just changed the game for me, and it's kind of when I started playing Battlefield more as my main game, especially when Domination was added. Battlefield 4 is the best iteration of Domination in Battlefield so far. Maps felt amazing. They definitely put a lot of time into it, trying to capture some of the Call of Duty audience. However, I feel like a lot of that audience was lost when Black Ops 3 came out and kind of just fixed the community, because Black Ops 3 was the first good Call of Duty in a couple of years at that point. And there's Battlefield 1. Like I said, I already talked about that. No need to talk about it again. And Battlefield 5 I've talked about as well. I need to talk about it again. I've already given my thoughts on what I want for 2042. Again, you can see that in my Battlefield 5 video. So, yeah, I've been playing Battlefield now for 12 years. I've had fun. I don't see myself stopping. Unless 2042 is absolute dog shit, which hopefully it isn't. And from the leaked gameplay I've seen of it, it actually looks pretty damn good. So, here's to keeping low hopes, low expectations, and hoping that I get my Black Ops stream that I got when I had my expectations super low and hopes super low. Turned out to be my favorite Call of Duty of all time. So, with a little bit of time left, I want to talk about the future of first-person shooters. This is something that's kind of, I feel like, is the reason why we haven't had a good first-person shooter since the trifecta of Black Ops 3, Titanfall 2, and Battlefield 1. With the rise of Battle Royale and skill-based matchmaking on Call of Duty games, I've seen articles of Battlefield going to skill-based matchmaking, but if they keep servers, that's obviously not going to happen. Crossplay, I feel like, is the reason why that's happening as well, because for whatever reason they just don't want new players to get shit stomped and quit playing. However, I feel like if a casual player is going to play a game, they're not going to be playing it for the long term, and you should try to focus on both parties instead of one. Just get rid of skill-based matchmaking and, you know, let there be a mix of talent in a lobby or server at any given point. And that's what it feels like when I play Battlefield 1. Battlefield 4, there's a talent of mixed people and not just complete straight up one good player, 11 other bad players, and all that. Battle Royale, though, is not something I'm particularly keen on, with Warzone and Apex and Fortnite kind of being those leaders in Battle Royale. I know Battlefield dabbled in it for a little bit. It's not something I'm particularly fond of. I don't care for it, and I feel like a lot of first-person shooters are just making their game based around Battle Royale now, so it's kind of fucking over everything else. Hopefully this fad dies out sooner rather than later, and we can get back to more traditional style FPS while making these Battle Royale titles a separate entity from the main game. That way gun balance can be balanced around that instead of Battle Royale. But yeah, that's just some worries I have for the future of first-person shooters. That's the end of the video. Final score was 43-11. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know when this will be uploaded, but if you stuck around this long, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.